Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Andrew live from Quasmar Airsoft. Now for today's episode, it's gonna be, I would say, quite interesting to me because for the gun that we are reviewing today is my super really old 1911. You probably recognize this guy, right? If you follow our channel long enough, that you will probably know that this was a nice looking pistol. However, the gas efficiency, it was just bad to the bones. Yeah, that was just bad. Luckily, this one, it is Marui compatible though. If you saw our like really old videos based on the gas efficiency test, or maybe like some of the videos that from the previous episodes, you can see us testing out this pistol, and usually, yeah, it couldn't last more than probably like 7 shots. So like right now, as you can see that I'm not wearing our uniform. It's just because, God, filming inside the factory, it is just straight up hot. Right now, it is a very hot season in Taiwan. So for the episode today, we will be testing out this good old, I think this one is a double barrel 1911. However, we are gonna update it with something very interesting. The TTI upgrades. Let's get this episode started. God, it's so hot. Let's see. 38.9 Celsius. Woof. Yep, if this gun performs badly, yep, we will see what happens. However, right before we started, we're gonna thank the sponsor today. As usual, for the test that we're doing today, we will be using the Puff Dino Green Gas. They are our reliable partner, and then every time when we comes to guess, they are the one to go. And also, the ZIV, they sponsored us all the good eye protections. If you haven't seen that episode, also make sure you go check it out. Super fun slow motion stuff. As well, the BBs that we will be using today will be the Porter Defense Laser BBs. Because why I call it Laser BBs, it's because they shoot like lasers. Last but not the least, we will be testing our accuracy with this. This is the brand new A-Stack target system. It's not our system. We just put our target paper here. However, the cool thing is that I can set this target all the way to the end, and then I can show you guys what's going on here. So really excited to test it out. We haven't tested out this target board officially, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, guys, when filming during hot weather, please make sure you get hydrated. And then this is my new bottle. So that ensures me that I drink 3 liters of water per day. Healthy stuff. Yep. All right. Let's get a quick test started. Yeah. I think for this episode here, I'm not gonna attack Double Barrel for their build, since the first thing is that this is a really old pistol. I think I got it like, probably like 8 or 9 years ago. That was like a long time ago when they first released their Marui spec 1911s. So, and also I've done a bunch of modifications to it. I mean, the magazine is not even the original magazine. The magazines are out of KJ 1911 magazines. The barrel, I think it's from Gardner, the steel ones. And then, yeah, the air nozzle inside, I think it's the KJ ones. And yeah, the chamber, I think it's also a KJ chamber with friction pro bucking inside. And anyways, it's just a big mix of stuff. And now the performance suck. Yeah, because of the dimension difference and all that. So here, since we are kind of dumb today that we forgot to bring our weight measure, I think what we will be doing for the gas efficiency test today is here. I will repeat the process, okay? First thing, get the air out of the mag, okay? And I'm gonna charge 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that kind of ensures that we get the same amount of gas inside. Okay, now let me show you how bad the performance is. Okay, now everything is now modified. Okay, let's get the test started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wow, that was it. Yeah, so I thought it's gonna perform better since it's kind of hot, but once again, don't blame the bad gas efficiency since it's kind of got a small magazine. So technically it shoots more than a real 1911, right? The real 1911 has got 7 shots. So if you wanna do the realism stuff, it works. That's the end of the episode. Stay tuned and we will see you very soon. Okay, that's not the end of the video. We are gonna talk about the TTI goodies right here out of a green box. So apparently TTI, they actually sent us quite some cool accessories. Sorry, because we kind of took it out and pre-tested already, so the packaging might not look as good. However, still, I want to show you what's inside the box. Very, very cool stuff. Okay, so what we are reviewing today is TTI. If you don't know who they are, TTI, their full name is Titanium Tactical Industry. So they are specialized in hop-up chambers. And also, they are super good at making like those upgrade parts. But based on what I know, I think they are famous for their hop-up chambers. And also, I'm a big lover of what they do. Because once again, let's start with the hop-up chamber, shall we? This is their hop-up chamber design. And I think probably one of the finest hop-up chamber that's currently made in the market. Part of the reason being is that the whole thing, it was manufactured in a very precise fashion. And also at the same time, I really think that the adjustment is just very fine, very, very fine adjustment. And also the parts just comes together beautifully. So later on, I will kind of show you guys exactly how you can put these together. And once again, one of my favorite feature on the TTI Hop Up Chamber is actually the C-clip design. So apparently the way it works is there's this small C-clip. Once you insert the chamber and also the barrel into it, you insert the C-clip from the bottom. And then once you tighten the screw, locks it in center and no wobble whatsoever. So really, really good stuff. And also there's this little screw that allows you to lock the chamber into place. So no wobble whatsoever. Super sweet. Now, the second thing is that if you run a Hicapa, and then despite the fact that, yes, I know Marui magazine, it is the absolute god. It's the god tier magazine in the market. However, I do think that the TTI Hicapa magazines, it's got its place. Because, again, this thing, it is airlight. It is super light. And gas efficiency wise, we'll kind of test it out to see like how well it performs with the 12 kg pop dyno gas under weathers like this. Kind of just do a quick test on it. And last but not the least, I think this is the main character of the day. The TTI Hot Wheels series Tokyo Marui Hicapa 1911 zero friction blowback housing. I will just call it the Hot Wheel system. Emotional damage. But again, it seems like it comes in 3 different colors. We got the very nice looking silver one. We also got the cool looking black one. Last but not least, the gold one. I don't like the color though. Alright, let's get the review started. And also this. Sorry, I forgot. There's this little thing. It's the CNC Stanley.
Are you Tony's stank?
Stop it. Get some help.
full CNC stainless steel Sear sets. So, ooh, really smooth, and it seems like every small pieces just comes together nicely. So we will also test it out to see if this works well on different Hicapas. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's get the review started, and I want to see if I can use these parts to save my good old 1911. Okay, now that's I would say let's start with the Hop Up Chamber, because I think the Hop Up Chamber, it is absolutely the easiest when it comes to upgrading your gun. Okay, so I got the steel barrel set. This one, it is pretty damn heavy. I'm not sure if you can see it, but if you look closely to the barrel, you will see that it's not centered. There's a very big wobble to it. And then, yeah, this is kind of what happens when you run different brands of stuff all together, because, you know, every engineer, they got their very own theories. So, yeah, putting a gun together with all kinds of different parts is just, don't expect the performance to be good. If you can fix the details, then yeah, that's all right. But yeah, right now, based on this, I think this KJ Hop Up Chamber, just, yeah, expect regular trajectory out of this.
Emotional, damn it!
Okay, so, all right, let me take this apart and then do the installation. For the tools that you need for this kind of upgrades, it's actually fairly simple. You don't need like super high-tech tools. All you need is just a crosshead screwdriver, and then probably just a regular set of Allen keys. Just use these. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. All right. The good old stock barrel with the... No, I think this barrel is from Arcturus. It's pretty well made. And then with the good old friction pearl inside. And I'm gonna say goodbye to this shitty Hop Up Chamber. Bye. All right, let's get the installation started. Usually for tools to upgrade Hop Up Chambers, kind of all you need is just those type of Allen keys. So to a lot of people, actually, some of my friends, they told me TTI Hop Up chambers are not very easy to assemble. I kind of disagree to that, because to me, you just have to follow the right steps. Okay, so the first thing, if you have a 1911, or let's say this one is a Hicapa recoil rod. However, if yours have a hole on the rod, then you can keep this part right here. Other than that, yeah, I will just remove it. That's the first thing to do. Okay, now once I got this removed, put it inside the box, because you never know, sometime you might need it. And then you will find there's this little screw right here. You want to loosen that all the way, so this way that you can actually manage to get the C-clip out. Now you got a C-clip. Now, very important thing to do is, now you have to adjust the hop up arm to make sure that it's leveled to the chamber itself. So this way it's gonna give you a much easier time when it comes to, you know, installing your chamber and also your bucking. So now I'm gonna just to install it, and it gets in the way. Sometimes it could be the O-ring, so you can decide either to take it out or to keep it inside. Once you got the bucking inside, you want to make sure that the positioning arm on the bucking stays leveled on this part. Once you got it, now you can insert the C-clip into it, and be very careful. Don't install it the wrong side, because if you do it the wrong way, you won't be able to, you know, clip it all the way in. All right, so make sure that you insert it to the right side. Hold the barrel, make sure it kind of gets in place. And once you got it, then you can start installing the C-clip. All right, see? Now I got it in. perfectly. And during the adjustment, I would say just be careful to, just double check to see that everything gets in place properly. And now once you got it, you will have this wobble-free barrel and chamber installed into the hop up chamber. To adjust the hop up, it like right here it says hop arrow to right, yes, to the right side, to your right side. So once you spin the wheel towards to the arrow, that increases the hop up. And then if you push it against it, that means decrease the hop up. Okay, once you got this part done, then another thing that you have to be careful with is that you will see there's a little screw right here, the lock-in screw, and then also the pitch adjustment screw, or let's say the yawn screw. Yeah, you want to loosen these first, otherwise you won't be able to like set the chamber into the gun. That's just a quick heads up. All right, so now once you make sure that this part both are flat, then you can pre-install it into your gun to see if it sits into the proper place. Now right now, I think this one sits pretty well. And yeah, just in case if you have like a different angle, let's say if it's leaning downwards too much or something like that, then in that case you can adjust this screw right here that allows you to adjust the angle right here. And once you got everything done, then I can start putting it into my gun. Okay, I did put everything back in. But sometimes if you weren't able to push the gun in, don't start like hitting it or jamming it, because that is because the barrel is the outer barrel is kind of like flipping slightly outwards, so it kind of gets in the way. So all you need to do is just rearrange it a little bit, push it well, use this hand to kind of like push it a little bit, then install it into the gun, and then you are good to go. However, right before you tighten the screw right here, you want to adjust your hop up first, because once you tighten the screw, you won't be able to take it apart quickly. So I would say, yeah, like right now I'm not gonna tighten the screw, or you know what, yeah, let me tighten it. I will do the adjustments later. Yeah, see, once you tighten it up, let's see. Actually, I want to see if the angle adjuster kind of works. So now the outer barrel is still leaning downwards a little bit. All right, it's in. Oh, wow. Snap, nice. Okay, let me tighten that. Yo, now the outer barrel is in the center. You can see it? Yeah, so I can actually manage to adjust this according to my needs. So that's, I would say, yeah, that's pretty neat. Okay, now that's, yeah, you know what? Yes, I'm gonna take it apart anyways. Yeah, if it gets too tight like this, you might think about like loosen the screw a little bit. Otherwise, yeah, you might be like hitting your gun way too hard and yet it's just not coming out. Okay, just take it apart. Yeah, also something to keep in mind is that when you want to take your barrel out, you gotta be careful with the screw, because if you loosen the screw too much, it's gonna ruin your air nozzle, because the loading nozzle, the loading tip is gonna go through here. So yeah, if you loosen the screw too much, yeah, you're gonna fuck it up for sure. So just keep that in mind. Okay, now the thing that we're gonna fix is the air nozzle. All right. Yeah, this old nozzle. Yeah, see, I even did some like modifications here, and there to just to make sure that it kind of stays in place. But again, it wasn't working that well. So I think what I will be doing is I will use the stock nozzle, and then also that spring included inside. And yeah, you know what? Which one looks better? Black, silver. Oh. Yeah, let's shoot silver. Good call. So apparently what happens with this system is that obviously it's got a Hot Wheel system where the hammer contacts the housing, and also where the nozzle contacts, it's all got those little copper wheels spinning. And really, can you hear it? It's pretty smooth. So I would say just a small drop of lubricants or anything, or just by itself, it's smooth enough. But another cool feature that it's actually, I think it's got 4 different positions for you to fine tune and adjust the amount of gas that you need. So right here, you will see that there are some like small little holes lining up, and then we have this little, oh god, it is so tiny, I'm not sure if you can see it. This little part. Like right now, just let's do a quick comparison. If we compare to the stock one, I would say right now without anything added to the system, it's just equal. It's got an equal travel, so the gas cutoff time is gonna be the same. However, once you add this little device into it, it will do the cutoff like way earlier. So if I install it all the way forward, it's gonna start the cutoff like right away. But if you put it backwards more, then it's gonna give it that little bit more of time for you to, you know. But I think the tricky part is you have to make sure that you install it in the proper way. So if you install it the wrong way, not sure if you can see it, but it's gonna lean to one side, and that's not good. You don't want that. So you gotta like flip it over, make sure it stays flat. Then this way it is installed properly. Very small part, make sure you don't lose it. Okay, now let's get the installation process started. I think for the suction disc, I'm just gonna use the stock one. So just remove the screw right here. I'll use this guy right here. Take it out. And then it's pretty convenient that actually TTI offers you the choice to, you know, go for your very own specs. So let's say if you have a stock nozzle, or you have those very fancy CNC nozzle, you can put it in. But right now I'm just gonna use the stock one with the stock suction discs. And also TTI also does give you the screw that locks to the rear, and also the little screw that allows you to lock this suction disc into place. I think in my case, I'm gonna add a small drop of Loctite to it, just for the sake of, you know, screw staying in place. I don't want to lose a screw in the middle of a game. Okay, then put this in. All right, get the screw tightened, and then now it's the air nozzle, the nozzle that you wanna kind of like hook it in and install it. And then wow, easy as that. Actually, it's way easier than expected. And yeah, I think in this case, since there's already very good air seal inside, I'm just gonna add a small drop of quantum speed around the O-ring. So this way it's a very, very thin layer of lubricant that can make sure that everything travels nicely and smoothly inside the housing. Okay, now here comes the real good trick that I personally like a lot. When you want to install the screw to some of those very fancy CNC housings, one important note to have is that once you got this installed, and then when you want to tighten your screw, my trick is not to tighten it all the way. Meaning I don't tighten it like hardcore tight, because if I tighten it all the way, due to the design of this type of system, the only thing that holds the entire housing in the gun, it's actually this screw right here. Once you tighten it too hard, the entire housing goes like that. And that creates insane amount of friction. So if you do so, don't upgrade your gun because you are gonna feel upset, depressed, angry about this upgrade part. You're gonna start calling it a shitty upgrade because nothing works. So make sure you don't do that. So my personal trick right here would be I would add another small drop of Loctite. Make sure you use the removable ones. You don't want those ones that just like super glues it in place and you can no longer take it apart. That's always a big no-no. So yeah, once you got this installed, all right, then I will just lightly tighten it. I wouldn't tighten it all the way. Just kind of like make sure that, okay, it kind of stops. And then check to see if the entire housing stays flat. And I will probably just wait for another 30 minutes just to wait for the glue to dry inside to make sure that, you know, it doesn't come loose when you're in the game or something like that. So that's it. Now we got the wheel spinning, and then you know what? We can do a very, very quick gas efficiency test once I put everything together. That. All right, into the place. Ooh. Yeah, normally for like an upgraded 1911 or Hicapas, usually if you release it very slowly, it tends to stuck right here where the wheel is. But now with the wheel, very smooth. Okay, so now I suppose the magazine now is back to its original temperature, which is 38 degrees Celsius. So I'm gonna repeat the same process again, and let's see how many shots I can do with this magazine. Okay, so let the gas out. Okay, charge 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. The moment of truth. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Usually when it comes to the last 2 shots, it just spits out that tiny bit of gas. It means this gun is actually using the gas in a quite efficient way because it's using out every last bit of liquid gas inside the mag. So actually lose count on how many I did. Can we check the video again to see like how many is shot? But I'm sure it's definitely better than the original one. Pretty nice work. And you know what? I want to do a quick experiment to add in the cutoff piece and see how it performs. Okay, since I'm a guy of extreme, I'm just gonna add it all the way back to see what difference it actually makes. Because what I noticed that the Hicapa system, it is extremely popular when it comes to speed soft. So a lot of people using the HPA system, they would, their gun is fine-tuned to like this insane level where there's literally no friction whatsoever. So yeah, I would say in that case, they might not need as much gas as we do. So they can probably just set the cutoff lever super early and then just use that tiny bit of air. Yeah, now the gun is so smooth. Okay, I'm gonna take another mag and then do the same process again. Get the gas out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, let's see. Now this gun is using very little amount of gas, and let's see how it performs. Definitely softer. Based on, I'm not sure how it looks from the camera, but just based on the way I'm holding the gun, definitely less recoil. Yeah, I would say but the interesting thing is that you can definitely tell it's using less gas, because from the last test that I just did, the magazine is completely out of gas. However, now the magazine right now is colder, but you know, it's still got a little bit of gas inside. So I would say it works. Yeah, I think it kind of works, but again, this is just a quick demo that we're doing in this video, so perhaps if you can really fine-tune your gun, I really think that, yeah, it's probably gonna do something to your gun. Okay, then let's move on to the Sear and the magazine, shall we? Okay, then now let's take a look at the magazine. Yeah, like I said in the beginning of the video, this magazine, it is extremely light. It's even lighter than the 1911 magazine. Look at the size. That's one heavy, tiny magazine. And this guy right here, super light, air light. I like it a lot. But what I'm doing here is, since, you know, WE Hicapas, lots of people, they said it's Tokyo Marui compatible. Some people say they are not. Based on my personal experience, I'd say they're somewhere in between. Oh God, so heavy. Yeah, anyways, yeah, so I think what we're doing here is we are gonna take this gun apart and see if the CNC stainless steel Sear sets actually goes inside. I just want to find out, because this thing fits in the Marui for sure. Then yeah, I'm just not gonna do that again. And plus a Marui is, see, we got a Marui Hicapa here. Yeah, it's just, it's good the way it is. I want to keep it the way it is for now, but I do want to find out to see if the WE system actually fits these kind of system. And then let's do a very quick test though. Let's again, we just do the same thing. Don't charge here. The charging port is here. Okay. All right, let's get the air out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing with this guy. Okay. Hiya, so stupid. Why is the base plate so long? Okay, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then let me put this back. Tighten the screw. Okay, now let's see if it makes a difference. Oh, holy shit, yeah, this one. Almost 60 shots, 50 shots something, but actually surprisingly good. And let's see the super light magazine. Yeah, definitely inserting the magazine is much easier because it's so light, but just again, you got to make sure that you tab it to make sure it gets into place. Yeah, otherwise with light magazine, sometimes, you know, you just kind of insert it, but it's not into place. So let's see. kicks really hard too. Okay, so based on how I feel, I can definitely tell. Again, I'm not sure if it shows on the camera. However, I can tell is that it seems like this magazine right here, it spits out more gas in comparison to this one, despite the fact that they both are kicking pretty damn hard. So I would say this one still managed to fire like 30 plus shots, which usually for a magazine that holds like 28 shots. So I would say it's decent considering the amount of weight. Yeah, really, when you think about the good old super lightweight plastic WE Glock magazine, that one managed to fire 6 shots. Super nice. You know what? If I can find one of these, I want to test them out. But again, now let me take this gun apart and see if the Sear fits. Because usually, yeah, the WE internals, man.
A few moments later.
Okay, now I've managed to take out all the small bits and pieces out of this good old WE Hicapa. Let's do a very quick comparison on the parts and see if I can fit in the TTI parts. Ooh. So here comes the Sear. Yeah, the shape is definitely different. Like, quite different actually. Okay, so not sure if that's gonna fit. The valve knocker width, length. This one looks similar. Last but not the least, the cutoff lever. Yeah, the cutoff lever does look similar, but
A few moments later.
After we spend a little bit of time, surprisingly all the Sears, despite the fact that they all look quite different, it actually managed to fit into the fire control group nicely. Let's do a quick check. So far the cutoff lever works very smoothly, but yeah, the Sear reset, because as you can see that this part it's on the fatter side. I think what TTI did was trying to remove that trigger reset wobble, and then by making that fatter, yeah, there's definitely less wobble. However, the problem was that, as you can see, that if I push it, it's not coming up. See, and then if I pull the trigger, it actually comes up slowly. Like, so yeah, I think this Pit Viper is gonna be on like on steroid. All right. Instead of firing semi, it's gonna be oh, now that actually works. Surprisingly, now it works. Yeah, just before we start filming, it was actually firing full auto. But yeah, once again, I think part of the reason that full auto happened, it was because this part it's a bit on the tighter side. But I'm actually happy that this Sear set actually fits in a WE system. So yeah. Oh, you see? See that? You see that? There we go. Now here it comes. Yes. So I think what we can do here to fix that is yes, it fits inside, but it will need some minor fixes, and then the fix is gonna be fairly simple. As you can see that this part is not functioning smoothly, so I think all you need to do is just use a small file to either file off the housing a little bit, or maybe the Sear to make it slightly thinner so that it's functioning smoothly. Or maybe in this case, you know what, let me try that. Quantum speed specifically designed for fire control groups. I'm gonna add a few drops here and there. Make sure that everything operates in a smooth fashion and see if it fixes. All right, let's fingers crossed. Now if full auto's better.
Faster.
Yeah, in conclusion, you might need some fixes. Miss busted. Despite the fact that yes, it kind of looks like the Sear works nicely inside, but yeah, in reality, it actually does a lot of full auto. It seems like the Sear is not working properly inside. So, yep, no, yep. So if you want a full auto gun, then yes, use it. But once again, I think this Sear is specifically designed for Marui system. Then yeah, if you are not really good with tacking or modifying airsoft guns by yourself, yep, don't put this in the WE. It's not gonna work. Yep. So I'm gonna spend a little more time to put everything back, and later on, we will do the shooting test on this. God, I'm so happy. I finally got this gun fixed. Now we'll do some mech dumps and show you exactly how it performs. Okay, last but not the least, I have some 0.2 gram BBs loaded into the gun, and let's do some corner test. Fire 10 rounds and see how it goes. Well, what I have to say, pretty stable and definitely on the hot side. Right now, the average is 105.2, the maximum is 107.3. So, yeah, for a pistol, I think this is a little too hot. I think when I get home, I might need to, find some ways and, like, lower the output a little bit. Otherwise, yeah, players, they might get a little upset with me. The best thing about filming inside the range is that all I need to do is just turn around. Then we're good to go. Is the run cam recording? Yeah. All right, camera recording. Okay, gun is hot. I have some 0.28 gram BBs loaded inside the magazine. First, we will show you a little bit of that long range shooting. Let's see the trajectory, see how well it goes. Ready? Fire in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you might not like this type of trajectory, but personally, this is my favorite type of trajectory, because some people, they like the BBs to go up and down, but for me personally, I like it, just drop like that. For me, I get way more control that way. So I like it. Right, then let's set some target and do some accuracy test. Now I got the gun, and let me see if my aim is okay.
7.
Oh, okay.
8. 6. 10. 8. 6. 7. 4. 7. 8. 7. 5. 6. 8. 5. 9. 4. 3. 2. 9. 3. 8. 4.
Now that's pretty interesting. So I get to see my grouping right here, and I don't need to remove target paper or anything like that. Thank you, Ace Tech. This is so sweet. So based on my aim right now, the range is actually just around like 20 meters. And at the range of 20 meters, the overall grouping, it's I will say my shooting skill might not be the best. However, with because yeah, this one we don't have the rail, so we couldn't set it on the vise. However, I think this is just pure fun. You know what? Let's do a few more test shots on the orange target. Oh, sorry, my bad. This one is out of BBs. Here. All right. And if I want to reset it,
Game over.
game over. So the overall CTC right now, it says the score is 144. And let's do it again.
6, 6, 8, 4, 8, 7.
Overall, I would say it's not bad. And definitely at the range of 20 meters, just handhelding the gun, I think this gun is combat ready. Let's try some poppers. Okay, I have 1 magazine left. That's up. Drop some poppers. I have 9 poppers right at the front at the range of, I would say, 6 or 7 meters. And let's see how it goes. It's ready. All right, let's head to the conclusion. Yep, you can see that in the beginning of the filming, the water was here, but now it's here. That tells you how hot the weather is. So might be the reason why this gun is shooting so hot right now. But let's head to the conclusion. It's hard to describe my feeling right now because I'm actually really excited and happy. It's because I like this pistol a lot, like really a lot, by the time I bought it. And after so many years, I finally got this gun fixed, and now it's combat ready, and can't wait to take it to a game and just really like play the hell out of it. So I think in the future, I would definitely do more of those type of old gun fixes, because I still have lots of guns in our studio that I want to update and also fix and perhaps take to a game and just play around. But now I'm so happy that this one is finally working. And also this video definitely proves that the TTI upgrade parts, it's got the good quality to it, and also the way it functions, it just works like a charm. Really saved this gun big time. So if you watched till here that you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, please make sure you do. And we also have lots of cool stuff on our website, and indeed that is the best way to support us. Really guys, stay tuned and we'll see you very soon.